Greg Norman's run in the LIV Golf Series wasn't too long ago being swatted away like an annoying fly. Now, that fly isn't so much a lone ranger as it is a swarm. As the Saudi-backed LIV Golf Series continues to rise, it has been revealed that the Rebel tournament is about to get official world ranking points. This is great news for golfers who switched to the new tour, like Cameron Smith. Was it the right choice on the part of the Aussie? Let's dive in. Kicking us off, Cam Smith's $6 million LIV Vindication as huge imbalance exposes star reality we didn't see coming. Cameron Smith gave $6 million Australian dollars worth of reasons why he joined the LIV Golf Series, which is backed by Saudi Arabia, to people who asked him why he did it. By winning at Rich Harvest Farms in Chicago, he got the most money for his golf swing all year. It was more than the $5.3 million he got for winning the Players and the $3.7 million he got for winning the Open. He has now won $7,473,592 from his first two LIV tournaments. This is a lot more than the $15,070,783 he made from 18 PGA Tour tournaments last year. But putting aside the $140 million joining fee for a moment, the other strong reason is the list of the top 10 golfers from the two tournaments that just ended. While some of the best PGA players were resting up for the President's Cup, and others like Rory McIlroy and John Ram skipped the tournament in California, a who's who of golf was playing in Chicago. Max Homa won the Fortinet Championship by one shot over England's Danny Willett at the Silverado Resort in Napa, California. The former Masters champion three-putted from close range on the last hole, giving the Fortinet Championship to the American. He won $2.14 million Australian dollars, which is almost $4 million less than Smith. At 22nd in the official world golf rankings, Homa was the best PGA player among the top 10. The best player was Hideki Matsuyama, who won the Masters in 2021. He was ranked number 16. Smith, on the other hand, shot 13 under to win his first LIV Golf Series tournament in just his second try. He did this against some of the biggest names in golf. Dustin Johnson tied for second place in Chicago. Sergio Garcia, Joaquin Niemann, Louis Oosthuizen, Carl Schwartzel, Phil Mickelson, and Bryson DeChambeau also made the top 10. But Smith's amazing 3 days also showed how much golf is played on the PGA Tour, which made some of the biggest names decide to quit. Adam Scott, an Australian, said earlier this year that the less demanding schedule of the LIV Golf Series made it very appealing. Smith said that he hoped his win in Chicago, which came so soon after he joined the controversial tour, would silence his critics, who said he was only interested in making money. Next up, LIV Golf Workaround solves key rankings problem in a giant boost for Aussie Smith. After an agreement between the MENA Tour and the LIV Golf Breakaway Circuit, events on the LIV Golf Breakaway Circuit will get world ranking points. From now on, the Middle East and North African Tour will also co-sanction its tournaments. In a statement, the MENA Tour, which, like its new partner, puts on 54-hole events, said that this week's Bangkok Invitational would be the first LIV event to earn official World Golf Ranking points, OWGR. Atul Khosla, the president of LIV Golf, said, "We're taking this mutually beneficial step to support the game at the developmental level, and because it's important and fair for LIV golfers to get OWGR points." LIV has already put on 5 tournaments, but none of the players, including British Open winner Cameron Smith, former world #1 Dustin Johnson, and 6-time major winner Phil Mickelson have gotten any ranking points. Smith quit the PGA Tour after the FedEx Cup playoffs, which ended the season. He is currently the highest-ranked LIV player in the world at number 3. This week, Luke Donald, the captain of the European Ryder Cup team, said he hoped that next year's matches in Rome would help unify the sport after it was split. LIV golfers have been kicked off the PGA Tour, making it impossible for American golfers to qualify for the Ryder Cup in 2023. European stars who left for LIV have all dropped in the world rankings and don't look like they'll be on Donald's team. Moving on, Diabolical genius Norman lauded as LIV lands another blow on PGA. The 67-year-old Australian businessman, Norman, who was world number 1 for a then-record 331 weeks, is now being called a diabolical genius for his decision to work with the little-known MENA Tour. The strategic alliance moves LIV Golf closer to its goal of getting world-ranking points for its stars, which will allow them to keep playing in majors. The journalist who broke the story, James Corrigan, wrote in The Telegraph, "This void has been seen as LIV's biggest weakness, because its members can't play on the PGA Tour, so their rankings will always go down. If they don't have other exemptions, they won't be able to play in the majors." Oliver Brown, the chief sports writer for The Telegraph, has been following the Rebel Tournament circus all year. He said that MENA's move might be the most daring one yet. Brown said that it was time to stop dismissing LIV Golf as a gimmick, and that Norman had outsmarted the establishment. In the 1990s, there were plans to make a global golf circuit, but to be honest, that time has passed, Brown wrote. Brown went on to say that the establishment led by USPGA Commissioner Jay Monahan and his DP World Tour counterpart Keith Pelley had been tricked. Brown's comments came after Rory McIlroy, who is the biggest name on the PGA Tour right now, asked the competing tours to get together and have a meal, and insisted that the LIV series should get OGWR points. Even so, McIlroy is calling for peace between the PGA and the LIV during this ugly year. Rory McIlroy thinks it's still possible for men's professional golf to become cohesive again after an ugly year, full of fights between the established US and European tours and the new LIV series. Since its start in June, the Saudi-backed LIV has caused a lot of trouble. Top players have left the US PGA Tour because of the record purses and financial guarantees offered by the LIV. Some of the players who joined LIV Golf were Dustin Johnson, Cameron Smith, Patrick Reed, Bryson DeChambeau, Bubba Watson, Sergio Garcia, and Phil Mickelson. The PGA Tour banned them for life, so LIV and some of the players involved sued the tour for antitrust violations. McIlroy, who is ranked second in the world, has been very critical of how LIV has changed golf, but the Northern Irishman, who has won 4 majors, thinks that there is a way out of the current mess. Right now, with 2 lawsuits going on and the rhetoric being so heated, I think we just need to let it cool down a little bit, the 33-year-old told the BBC in St. Andrews before the Alfred Dunhill Links Championship. "It's been a bad year, but there's a way out of every problem. If we can send rockets to the moon, bring them back, and have them land on their own, I'm sure we can figure out how to get professional golf back on track." McIlroy hadn't been on the old course at St. Andrews since July, when he almost won the British Open, but didn't quite make it. McIlroy and Victor Hovland were tied for the lead going into the final round, but Australia's Cameron Smith came from 4 strokes behind to win. Even though McIlroy shot a 70, he was unable to win the Claret Jug again. Finally, Justin Thomas unimpressed with Siwoo Kim President's Cup shushing. At the 2017 President's Cup at Liberty National, Siwoo Kim met American golf fans for the first time by telling them to be quiet. What's wrong? Kim's international team was getting beaten so badly that they had no chance of winning, which made Kim's shush both strange and brave. If anything, the people in the US thought it was a cute move by the enemy. It wasn't cute though, when Kim said "shh" again in his sign language at the 2022 President's Cup on Sunday at Quail Hollow. This time, Kim's team is still in the game, and this week, Kim is playing against Justin Thomas, one of the best players on the US team. Justin Thomas said he was pretty pissed off at Siwoo Kim during their heated President's Cup singles match after the South Koreans shushed the Quail Hollow crowd after a point-saving putt. When the 2-time PGA Championship winner gave a big fist pump as he saved par at the 15th hole, tensions were already high. JT wasn't happy that the South Korean didn't give up a short putt a couple of holes before. Kim then made his putt to keep the match tied, then put his finger to his lips to show how happy he was. In the first singles match, Kim birdied the 16th hole to go 1-up. Thomas then made a 3 on the par 4 17th hole to tie it up again, the international player that birdied the last hole to win the points. Kim may have gotten the international team off to the best possible start by improving his record to a team best 3-1-0, but it was the American team that won the trophy again, which Thomas didn't forget despite the fact that his record has been perfect up until that point. Unfortunately, guys, that's all the time we had for today. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Till next time, cheers.